Before we begin, a few important words. This recording is intended for relaxation, personal development, and general well-being. It is not therapy, it is not medical treatment, and it is not a substitute for professional care from a licensed healthcare provider. No specific results are promised or guaranteed. Every person's experience is unique, and what you take from this session is entirely your own. If you are dealing with a medical condition, a mental health concern, or are currently receiving treatment of any kind, please continue to work with your healthcare provider. This recording is meant to complement your well-being, never to replace professional guidance. Hypnosis recordings, while effective for many people, are not a replacement for working one-on-one with a trained and highly skilled clinical hypnotherapist. If you are dealing with a specific issue and would like personalized help, I invite you to visit phobiafree.life and schedule a free consultation with a certified clinical hypnotherapist. Before we begin, this recording contains hypnosis. Please do not listen to this while driving, operating machinery, or doing anything that requires your full attention. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you can simply relax, undisturbed, for the duration of this session. If at any time you need to be fully alert, you can simply open your eyes, take a deep breath, and return to full waking awareness immediately. Find yourself in a comfortable position now. And you don't need to do anything in particular, just allow your body to settle the way it naturally wants to when given permission to simply be still. You might notice the weight of your body against whatever is supporting you right now. And isn't it interesting how you never really noticed that support before, and yet it was always there? Your eyes can remain open, or they may find their own way to close, and some people find their eyes closing almost before they expect them to, and that's perfectly fine, because your unconscious mind always knows exactly what it needs. With each breath you take, you don't even have to try to relax, because relaxation isn't something you do, it's something you allow, and your body already knows how. Perhaps you notice a gentle heaviness beginning in your shoulders, or maybe it starts somewhere else entirely. It doesn't matter where it begins, only that it spreads slowly, naturally, the way warmth spreads through your hands on a cold day, without any effort at all. And as that comfortable feeling continues to deepen, your mind may begin to drift a little, the way it does in those moments just before sleep, when thoughts become softer, less urgent, more like clouds passing than anything requiring your attention. You don't need to follow every word I say. In fact, your unconscious mind is already doing exactly what it needs to do, and your conscious mind is welcome to rest. With every breath out, just a little more comfortable, a little more settled, a little more yours. And when you're ready, we can go somewhere quite wonderful together. You know, there is something interesting about the way attention works. Most people think of focus as something you force, something you grip tightly, something you maintain through sheer willpower. But the people who focus most deeply, the ones who produce the most remarkable work, they describe it differently. They describe it as a kind of letting go, a narrowing, a settling, as though everything unnecessary simply falls away, and what remains is clear and still and completely present. And I wonder if you can allow your eyes to close now and just breathe for a moment and let yourself be here, just now. Good. You know what it feels like when your breathing slows, and it is slowing now. You know what it feels like when your shoulders drop, and they are dropping now. You know what it feels like when a thought passes through your mind without catching, without pulling you away, and that is beginning to happen now. Allow yourself to drift deeper now, following my voice, letting everything else become quiet and distant. I want to tell you about an archer I once heard about. This archer had been practicing for many years, and they had developed a remarkable ability not just to hit the target, but to enter a particular state before releasing the arrow. In the moments before the shot, the archer's world would narrow, the crowd around them would fade, the noise would become distant, the thoughts about what had happened before or what might happen next would simply stop. And all that remained was this: the archer, the bow, the arrow, the target. Everything else was still there. The crowd was still making noise. The thoughts were still available if wanted, but they had become irrelevant because the archer's attention was completely, fully, entirely here. And in that state, the shot was always true, not because the archer was trying harder, but because they were trying less, because they had stopped fighting the distractions and simply stopped noticing them. Notice how naturally you understand this, how some part of you knows this state, has been there before, is moving toward it now. Let me tell you about something else. Have you ever been in the ocean or imagined being in the ocean and noticed how the surface is always busy? The waves, the wind, the noise, the movement, the surface is never still. But if you dive below the surface, even just a few feet, everything changes. The noise fades, the movement slows, the water becomes clear and still and quiet, and the deeper you go, the more profound the stillness becomes. The surface is still there, the noise is still happening, but down here, it is irrelevant. It cannot reach you. Going deeper now, drifting down as you feel yourself descending into that deep, clear stillness, below the noise, below the distraction, into the quiet depths of your own focused mind. And I want to speak now to the part of you that is listening beneath the words. Your capacity for focus is not broken. It has simply been operating at the surface, where all the noise is. And now you are learning to dive, to go below the noise, to find the still, clear place where your full intelligence is available, where your attention can rest on a single thing without being pulled away. You find yourself entering this state more easily, more quickly, more reliably, each time you sit down to work. You discover that distractions lose their pull, not because you are fighting them, but because you are below them, in the deep, clear water where they cannot reach. You notice that your work improves when you bring this quality of attention to it, that ideas come more readily, that solutions appear, that the work moves through you with an ease that surprises you. You find that time changes in the focused state. An hour passes like minutes because you are fully present, fully engaged, fully here. And the archer is drawing the bow now. The world has narrowed to its essential elements. The archer, the bow, the arrow, the target. Everything else is quiet. And the archer releases, and the arrow flies true. And in the moment of release, there is a feeling that is difficult to describe, but impossible to mistake. The feeling of being completely, fully, perfectly present. That feeling is available to you every time you choose to dive below the surface, every time you let the world narrow to what matters, every time you bring your full attention to what is in front of you. Beginning to return now. 1, 2, 3. Awareness gently returning to the room. 4. Taking a slow, clear breath. 5. Eyes open, fully awake, fully present. Attention clear and ready. Welcome back.